Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. Exciting times. We just had the release of the 6D Mark II, the announcement, and everybody's excited about it. And now the Nikon D820, at least that's what we think it's going to be called, but the successor to the venerable D810 is expected to be announced any day. In fact, the latest rumors that I just read on Nikon Rumors is that we should see an announcement for or on Nikon's birthday, an anniversary announcement, if you will. So that will be the big anniversary announcement, which I believe is July 25th. So we've got a lot of specs. I should say a lot of specs. We have the specs floating around out there, what we think it's going to be, or at least like the ones that Nikon Rumors has just put out. I think I have them right here. So Nikon Rumors is saying, let's put my glasses on here, that the D810 replacement, again, rumored to be announced on July 25th, the exact day of Nikon's 100th anniversary. The specs that they're calling for is the 45 to 46 megapixel sensor, so a bump in resolution of about 10 megapixels over the existing 36 megapixel sensor that is in the D810, the very good 36 megapixel sensor. I really like the D810. Improved low and high ISO, new and improved version of SnapBridge, no built-in GPS, a tiltable LCD screen, memory card slots, one SD and one XQD, and the AF system from the D5. So this looks to be, if these are the specs, this will be a very good camera. No doubt about it. The D810 has been a workhorse of a camera. It's been, for a lot of people, the best suited camera out there. I actually originally thought I didn't need 36 megapixels, and after shooting numerous assignments with the D810, I just was blown away at how nice those big, juicy files are. And once you have them, it's hard to be working without them. So I love that camera. Really looking forward to the update here for the 820 or the 850. We don't know what it's going to be called. But the question is, are these really going to be the specs? Is this what is actually what we're going to see in the 820? Or the 850, let's call it the 820. Is it going to be a 45, 46 megapixel sensor? Is it going to have the D5's AF system? I mean, if we take this on point by point, let's put it this way. I'm hoping that the sensor is not a 45 or 46 megapixel sensor. I'm hoping, as I've said before when we've talked about this, that we're going to get a big jump. I'm hoping we're going to get an 80 to 100 megapixel sensor, something that's forward thinking, that can carry this camera forward into the next few years till another update comes out, something that's going to leapfrog all the competition, the A7R II with its 42 megapixel sensor, the 5DS from Canon with its 50 megapixel sensor. I'd like to see Nikon get out in front of all the competition here. I don't want to see them bring out something that's just, well, in the case of the Sony, it's just beating it. And in the case of the Canon, it's not quite equivalent to. Because the D810 in its day was the highest resolution sensor out there. So I'd like to see Nikon take that pole position again with the sensor. That's what I'd like to see. If it is a 45 to 46 megapixel sensor, I'm still okay with that, but what I would prefer to see is an 80 to 100 megapixel sensor. And before everybody starts shouting and saying, well, you can't get a 80 to 100 megapixel sensor full frame with good performance characteristics, I totally think you can. I think that with the current technology, today's technology, I think what we're seeing with the advancements that an 80 to 100 megapixel sensor full frame that outperforms the performance of the 36 megapixel D810, or at least is equivalent to, I think is more than possible. I think we could easily see that come out from Nikon. Now, a couple of the other things I'd like to see, the tiltable LCD screen would be an advantage over the fixed LCD of the D810. However, I don't want a tiltable screen like that which is on the D750. I want a vari-angle screen that flips right around, just like the one we have on the Nikon D5500, the D5600. I want to see that come into this level of body. Gone are the days when fixed screens are the norm. Most people that have shot with a movable screen acknowledge how much of an advantage it is, and I'd really like to see that full vari-angle LCD screen, the one that you can pull out and flip right around, and you can use it for all different aspects, overhead, down below, all sorts of things. It's so much better than just a tiltable screen. The tiltable screen would be an improvement over the fixed screen, but even better will be if Nikon comes out with the vari-angle LCD on the D820. Now, D5AS, the D5AF, I should say, the autofocus, I think we're going to see that. I think that's a given. The 810 had the flagship autofocus system at the time, and I think we'll see that in the 820, so I don't think that's even probably a question. The other two things, though, that we don't really get discussed in the latest summary of specs from Nikon rumors is, first of all, 4K. There's no mention of whether they think it's going to have it or not. I think absolutely it will. I think Nikon's shown us now that the last couple of bodies anyways, the last few, we've had the D500, the D5, and the now the 7500, all have 4K. And I think Nikon is a forward-thinking company in that respect and acknowledges that that is the new de facto standard, and it will have 4K. So we're going to have a high-resolution, full-frame, 4K camera from Nikon. So that'll be very nice. That in itself, I think, will be amazing. I don't think there's really any chance that we're not going to see 4K on the 820. So I'm almost surprised that didn't show up in the latest specs I saw here noted from Nikon rumors. And the other thing which I would suggest, I don't want to see these memory card slots being one SD and one XQD. I want to see two SD, because with the new, micro XCSD or whatever the designation is, but the new technology of the SD and even micro SD cards. I'm shooting right now with one of these guys, the Samsung Evo Micro SD XC, and this is a 4K compatible U3 card. So there's no reason to go with these strange, rarely used XQD cards when we could be having an SD slot that could also take these micro SDXC cards with an adapter. So that's what I would like to see. I would like to see them standardize on SD. I think that's where the market's going. I don't think that these different formats are necessary, and I think they will all fade away over time, and I think it's just a matter of time that happens. So I'd rather see us get two SD card slots. There are plenty of options like this card here out there available at a good price and bringing better value to you than putting an XQD card in there. I just don't see that being necessary, nor do I want it. Feel free to disagree. Leave a comment below, but that's the way I see that. So those are the specs that I want to see in the D5. Or not the D5. I was looking at the D5 autofocus system. That I want to see in the D820. Or again, the D850, depending on what they're going to call it, but the D810 successor. I want to see an 80 to 100 megapixel sensor. I want to see a full vari-angle LCD. I want to see twin SD card slots, and I want to see 4K. And I do want to see, as the rumors had said, the D5AF, which I think we're definitely going to see. It's those other 4 points that I'm not sure about, but I'm very hopeful that that's what we'll get. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Are you happy with the specs as Nikon Rumors is reporting? Would you prefer the camera have the specs that I'm hoping for, that I'm looking for? Let me know what you think. Leave your comments below. Let's discuss it. There's a lot of excitement around this camera, I know, and I'm getting pumped up. Can't wait to get my hands on one when it comes out. But let's hear what you guys have to say. I'm always interested to hear what your feedback is. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon here at artoftheimage.com.